My wife's surprise stopped me from committing the biggest mistake of my life. I, 33 male, and my wife, 29 female, have been together for 6 years and married for 2. She has a childhood friend Dave, 30 male, who's dating Tessa, 27 female. 4 of us are in the same city and Tessa is also my colleague, same department, and I was the one who set them up. My wife and Dave call each other soulmates. Although I've never had any problems with Dave as I trust my wife and my wife isn't the one to cheat. They have been super close for the past 3 weeks up to the point they were whispering into each other's ears, giggling, and every time I'd ask her what's funny, she'd just casually shrug and shoo me away saying it's a secret. She'd whisper talk to him in the other room, which she never used to do, and she's been frequenting her visits to his cafe. Dave owns and runs a cafe. The 4 of us go on double dates from time to time and there's also the same situation. They just talk to each other in signs, smile knowingly and then start acting normal when they'd see me and Tessa watching, and I knew for sure that it bugged Tessa too. Also, me and my wife used to have a healthy intimate life which decreased from several times a week to once or twice a week. All these and her staying away from me and keeping secrets really strengthened my suspicions. Last week my department had to go on a business trip for 5 days 3 states away from our city, and I had informed my wife about this 3 days prior. She seemed upset at first, but later after a quick visit to Dave's cafe returned with a smile, and that upset me more. Also that night, I overheard her and Dave talking and planning to go somewhere together. She was surprised to see me there and cut the call abruptly, and I acted like I didn't hear a single thing although I was fuming and plotting inside. I went on the trip as casually as I could with Tessa and 2 other colleagues. Our company had provided us with separate rooms with room service. My mind was filled with revenge plans, and I decided that if she, my wife, was enjoying herself, then why couldn't I a little? The city we went to is famous for its nightlife, so my plan was to complete my work for the day and go out and most possibly bring a girl to our room, and y'all know what'd be next. So I completed my work, changed into casuals, checked out and went to the bar where I proceeded to chug down a few shots for a good half hour. I could see some girl eyeing me in my peripheral vision, and I took it to be my to-go moment. As I was about to approach my would-be affair partner, I was distracted by a bunch of frantic calls from one of my colleague about how I didn't submit the project in time and how boss had been fuming at me. I tried to call in my other colleague and even Tessa, but they didn't even budge. Alas, my plan fell short and I had to go back to the room. Luckily the hotel I was staying at was just 10 minutes away from the bar, and I intended to return to the bar as soon as I was done with my work. All while walking I was sulking about how I couldn't get to extract my plan. The moment I opened the door to my room, there was my wife and all smiles, who then yelled a big surprise. Also, it was weird for me to not submit my work on time. Before I had a chance to know WTF was happening, she shoved something in front of my face and I just got to recognize the 2 red lines and the switches just clicked. I don't know what happened next, but all I could remember is both of us and kissing and crying tears of joy. My wife was pregnant. Like, my wife is actually pregnant. I forgot all about my suspicions, all about my plans, that chick in the bar, and hugged my wife as long as I could and kissed her belly for several times. That night we had an amazing session and my wife was back in my arms. The next morning, Dave and Tessa congratulated me and informed me that they were now engaged, and we went on a double date. Later my wife apologized to me for ignoring me knowingly and keeping secrets, and how they were just planning to surprise me with the news of pregnancy and Tessa with marriage proposal. Also, she personally apologized for resisting my advances as she was insecure about her body and scared of hurting the baby. She's a scaredy cat. And man, I felt like a gallon of ice cold water being thrown on my face, and never in my life I was ashamed as much as I'm now for even doubting this woman. We spent the rest of the week enjoying ourselves to the fullest and visiting many places, shopping for some baby clothes. We couldn't resist, to be honest. We're now back to our normal lives. Whilst I'm the happiest with my wife's pregnancy, I'm still ashamed about my thoughts. God knows what would have happened and where I would be now if my wife had caught me with some random chick that night. On one hand, I want to tell my wife everything, but on other hand I'm scared of her reaction and the possible effects on our baby. She's now almost 3 months. I love this woman that's my wife and I want to spend my life with her, taking care of her till the end. So y'all please tell me if it'll be a good thing to just lay myself bare to her or hold my tongue as long as I can.